What is up, run fans? Welcome back to Light It Out with me, Sam. We are back on a Saturday morning and we're running to Hove Parkrun this morning. Hove Promenade, I think it's called, where I did my PB about a month ago in mega wind. Check that video out, haven't already. Today, I'm gonna be an official pacer. I'm doing the 20-minute pacing. I did it last week on loads of ice. And it was really hard, but I managed a 19:59, which, don't want to blame my own trumpet too much, was perfect. But the pacing wasn't perfect. Went up too slow, had to go a bit faster. And so today, with much better conditions, I'm hoping to run a much more even sub 20. I'm also wearing my new shoes.
It's really funny.
Welcome then everyone to the Hove Promenade inaugural Buggy World Championships. We have got three absolute hitters here who are setting off at sub 19 pace, and they all finished well below 19. And on the right hand side in a minute you'll see a lady with a buggy as well, who is also an absolute rocket ship. There she is. Anyway, on to the mere mortals, the people just running with their own two legs, not with the engine power of their buggies. We're going for a sub 20. We've got the pacer vest on. It gives you magical volunteering powers. And unlike last week in Littlehampton, we've got a massive group with us. There's over 800 people running Hove Prom today, and I've got a group of about 30, which you'll see in some of the flybys that we've got footage of. Now, the target pace, just like last week, is 4 minutes per kilometre, or for you, all you imperial overlords, it's a 6:26 minute mile. Hopefully we're going to get as close as possible to 19:59, and we're going to take a few of the lovely ladies and gentlemen with us today to glory. Now, the keener-eyed of you would have already spotted that we're at a 3:47 pace. We are not at the 3:59 pace that I was trying to evenly do the entire time. Now, just in front of us, Headband Bandana Man and his good friend Mini Headband Bandana Man in the orange. They're part of the absolute Zone 2 sub 20 crew. They are just chatting. They're probably in the middle of a 30k long run. Absolutely sickening to see, but fair play to them. That's the dream. I'm pretty sure Orange Marathon Training T-shirt man on the right as well, he's on a pretty leisurely run. So I was trying to work out who in the group was actually making a massive effort to get a 5k PB or something like that, and who was just out for a leisurely East Sussex trendy run. More to see from that later in the run, I think, but it was great to have everyone in the group regardless. It was such a good vibe running with loads and loads of people. It really did feel like 2 or 3 points below out of 10 what it normally would feel like. So yeah, absolutely love Hove Parkrun. It's definitely one of my favourites to do. Right, here we go, approaching one of the first of 4 180 degree turns. Now, compared to last week's parkrun, which was only 380 degree turns, but they were all on ice, this has got grip written all over it, especially because I'm in my brand new Adidas Adios Pro 4s, my first pair of Adidas running trainers. I am normally an absolute Nike fanboy, but instead of going for the Alpha Fly 3, I'm seeing some amazing reviews and comments from people about the Pro 4s, and so I'm giving these a go, and I've got to say they are feeling absolutely amazing. I am floating along. The combination of the new shoes and this group of runners around me is combining, like, my perceived effort is genuinely like a 5 out of 10 right now. My heart rate at the top left, that is way higher than what it feels like. I'm not sure if my wrist heart rate, it's never super accurate from all the other runs I've done. I've got a chest monitor that I need to be using. First K, 3:56. We are 4 seconds up. So it's a really good start to the pacing. Happy with that, considering you get carried away at the very beginning. I've set off really well, I think. Yeah, that first bit was at 350s or so, but we slowed it down a bit, and because of that corner, that also slowed us down too. So yeah, back to my perceived effort. I'm actually, you know, running super easy here, and part of my training is I want to do a lot more sort of thresholdy, longer efforts, like park runs. And so I've done about 7 or 8 park runs in a row, all sub 20s, and it's really helping because this is not feeling like an all-out 5k pace like it used to a couple of months ago. This is now what feels like my 10k sort of pace, which is exactly what I want to be getting to, because I want it to become my half marathon pace before the year is up, and then that's going to eventually, maybe one day next year, become my marathon pace. But we shall see as we crack along, as traveling west to the next 180-degree turnaround. As you can see, we have got a fantastic group forming as we cross that first mile with a 6:23, 3 seconds under. And you're going to see on camera a rotation of all the different characters who are running alongside me and then moving forward to go as quick as possible. And there's always a load of people just behind me as well. Some people prefer to have the pacer behind them. Some people prefer to have the pacer in front of them so they can ensure that they're following along perfectly. I'm of the latter group. I like to see exactly where the pacer is, but I'm fully aware that some people love the feeling of being chased. Into the second kilometre, and it's the second 180-degree turn that we've got to do. 3:59, we've pulled it back ever so slightly, and it's a really nice even split there. We're 5 seconds below as we go around that 180-degree turn, and we've got to give a little push to ensure we're not losing too much time. There was barely any wind today. It was slightly behind us as we run east, so it was against the normal prevailing wind of a westerly wind. Instead it was easterly today, so it was giving us a push in the back towards the final dash the next time we come around.
It's 20 minutes so popular.
Now at this point, going through the halfway stage, they normally shout out the time as you go.
Cheers.
You can see me trying to look at that guy's phone. No idea what we were at this point, but looking back now, we were pretty much spot on. I think it was about a 9:58 or a 9:59. The pack is still super strong, and at this point it became really difficult because people were starting to get to halfway and then push on, and my natural reaction was to try and just stay with the pack and go with the flow, but I had to keep catching myself to run at the consistent pace and allow them to move away from me. So it was really good experience and good practice as a pacer, and as you can see here, the group was absolutely motoring along. And for whatever reason, this was the moment where the majority of the group decided to fly the nest and go it alone. If you watch, I move over to the right hand side slightly and the floodgates absolutely open. I'm going at a 3:53 pace, so I'm still not on perfect sub 20 timing. This is a little bit too quick, but these guys were obviously feeling super good. The conditions were absolutely primo. They were obviously inspired by my super white jazzy new trainers and thought, tell you what, we're going to beat this guy because he looks like he's got all the gear and he clearly has absolutely no idea. So off they go, and I have to just stay at my correct pace and let them fly. No racing for me today, although you're not allowed to race at Parkrun obviously, but secretly I wanted to race them. Orange Jacket Man, he's staying with me, he's staying true to the cause. Zone 2 tempo boy till I die. Come on. We're approaching the 3rd kilometre now as well, so let's see what damage has been done. We're 10 seconds below the pace, a 3:55. Now I'm looking at that and I'm thinking I've got to hold up this train here because people might be blowing up in the last 2k. So even though this is my favourite kilometre, the party kilometre, the 4th k, I've got to wind it in ever so slightly to make sure I'm not dropping anyone who wants to be doing that sub 20, because we've got 10 seconds in the bag already. A super swishy hair lady comes on through again, and the hooded ghost as well. Well done to these guys. They're flying the nest. They're moving on forward. They're moving on up, like M people sang about as we approach the doggy man. I don't think he's doing parkrun. He's out for a leisurely run at the same time as 800 other people. Always the best time to pick to run. Second mile, 6:18, 11 seconds up. Really loving this. The shoes are absolutely amazing. I've got a full video review coming out soon. They might have already been out before this, I don't know. But I would say it's halfway between an Alphafly 1 and a Metaspeed Sky Paris, my two absolutely favourite shoes. They are soft and springy like the Alphafly and really forward propulsion based, but also they're super lightweight. And they're really wide at the base. You feel really stable and sturdy in them, which I absolutely love. So yeah, more to come from that, because at this point I'd only run about 6 kilometers in them, so it's too soon to tell, but I was really enjoying them at this moment. Now, some of the people who ventured ahead have slowly come back towards me, and that's with me running at a very consistent 3:55 to 4 minute pace. So let's hope they don't drop back. If I see them falling back, I'm gonna start to shout and motivate. I don't like to talk when I pace too much too soon, because people can get sick of it. I wait for when it really matters. And there you go, the 4th K, 4 minutes. We're still 10 seconds up. So that's exactly what we needed. Just settled into the pace, not too fast, not too slow. Gave everyone a chance to make sure that that 4th party kilometre was absolutely nailed, ready for the last one. And you can hear me now giving the motivation.
That's it, less than a K to go. We're ahead anyway. You got about 10 seconds in the bag, so you might as well go faster. Make it more impressive.
700 meters to go then, and I want to give you that feeling that I and everyone else in this group had as we made that final turn and fully went for it. So I'm just going to let it play out, and I'll join in with some commentary as and when is needed. But just have a listen to this and watch all these fantastic runners absolutely leave me for
That's it, big
dust.
push from the turn. Cheers. That's it, let's go.
There they go then, from the turn.
Go on,
they're
Dave, well
all
done.
absolutely pushing on, ready for that final 400 meter kick. The guy just behind me, I'm shouting at him to
We're about 10
push
seconds
on.
ahead,
He's
so
doing
you're
absolutely brilliantly.
well
Guy
in
on the
there.
left, I can
Come
see
on, keep
that
pushing.
he's starting to flag, so I give him a shout, a few little pointers about his elbow and technique, just to get him over
Elbows
that line
back.
to really
Lean
make
forward.
the most of his stride.
Come on, come this way. Last 200. That's it. I'm on for like a 1950, I think. So you guys have got time. It's got to be in front of me. You'll be fine. That's
Look
it.
at him kicking on,
Good
and
job.
him. Super proud of those guys, absolutely smashing it.
Come on.
I'm looking behind, I'm screaming at the guy behind me, because I know that we've got about a 10 to 15 second leeway here. So if he can finish 10 seconds behind me, he's gonna make it. So it's still doable. I'm looking behind, checking, and he is really pushing. 3rd mile, 6:24. We're 13 seconds up. Absolutely amazing.
Well done, boys. You're making it.
The group has
Last
completely
bit.
flown out. Barely in sight
Loads
now.
of time. You've got about 40 seconds.
I'm completely on my own.
Good
I'm
work,
just
dude. Well
screaming
done.
out as that guy. He is the kick of all kicks. That is a Roberto Carlos style kick there. Absolute thunderbolt. And now I am completely on my own. As we go through the finish then in 1945. 5th K, 3:55, 15 seconds below. And this absolute hero makes it in
Good job, dude.
behind, as do a few of the other people as well. So I maybe could have timed it slightly better, but I'm actually really happy with how that went, because the group really flew on. It was absolutely brilliant, and those people as well, they kept me in sight and they finished their own race super fast and got in under that 20-minute barrier. So as you can see, all the heart rate, the pace stuff as well, all really going in the right direction for me as we approach Manchester Marathon. The shoes were absolutely out of this world. I'm really excited to do some longer, harder efforts in these, as well as some faster efforts. I mean, I've been running in my Metaspeed Sky Parises for all these faster 5Ks that I've been doing, and I know that the Pro 4s, the Adidas Pro 4s are sort of meant for longer races and things like that, but I really enjoyed running them today. They were really at home running at that faster pace for me. Compared to the Sky Paris, I think they're a bit more forgiving on the legs. Maybe not as quick if you're fully going for it, but I will do a few tests and I will try out those different shoes for those reasons. And then hopefully they're going to be my go-to shoe for Worthing 10K, which I've got coming up, and I've got Brighton Half Marathon, and then on to the big one, the big show, Manchester Marathon. And in the future we're going to be hitting up Copenhagen Half Marathon, but let's be honest, there's not a chance I wouldn't have bought another pair of shoes by that time. So maybe another pair of the Pro 4s, maybe the Alpha Fly 3s, or maybe something else entirely different that catches my very easy to catch eye when it comes to running shoes. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Please do go check out the other parkrun and race POVs I've got, and I'm also doing a training vlog series every single week that comes out every Monday, where I'm talking about the trials and tribulations of training to be the best marathon runner I can, whilst also balancing family life, work life, and also editing these videos on a laptop that is made in the 1950s, it feels like. Yeah, see you later. Thanks very much.
There we have it then. That was so much fun. It's really good to have like a really big group of people running. It made it feel so nice. Like, I felt that's the most comfortable I felt running at that sort of speed. Like, yeah, I reckon I could do a 10K at that, which is brilliant. I mean, it would hurt at the end, but just getting used to running at that sort of pace mentally, I've broken the back of that. So now, like 350 pace is more the sort of 5K barrier that I've got, which is brilliant. So we can, yeah, sub 19 for sure, where it's going to hurt, but it's doable, which is exactly what you want for a 5K pace. So yeah, like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference. Really helps. Trying to get to 700 as soon as possible, and then we get to 1,000 by the time we do Manchester Marathon. The shoes were great, really enjoyed those, and yeah, the perfect parkrun as far as I'm concerned. Well done to everyone who took part. My sister did like a 24-minute one, which is brilliant because she was setting off with a 25 pacer. And yeah, as always, thank you to all the volunteers. Everyone is so nice and friendly. It's just such a good vibe. Like, it makes you feel really nice. So shout out to everyone involved. Oof.